Kusanagi, and we're over here celebrating this dude's birthday. You know,
I turned 17. After I just like got back from a concert, that was amazing. I like how it's censored. Why is it really YouTube? You have.
Sometimes there's certain words that you can't really get away with.
But bitches are people.
Hey, you treat those people like respect.
I hope it didn't. Wait. Okay, hold on a second. Okay, awesome. I'm gonna. Well, you start off with the story as I choose.
Okay, so like, yeah. So a little bit of story time. Before I used to work in retail, and I would get quite a bunch of characters coming by all the time just to like ask for help with various other things. There was this one old man who was very rude. Every time he came in, he always wanted something that was easily like available, like either right in front of him or somewhere away that wasn't too far away from him. And so like one time he comes up to me and he's just like, "Oh, Sonny boy." It was like October for like content. So like he goes, "Where the heck are all the costumes?" And I'm just like, "Sir, it's like right in front of where you go into the store. Like it's right there, like next to the entrance, probably to like your left side or something." And he's just like, "Oh, well, next time you guys should put them where I can see them." And he just walks away. He just storms off. I'm just flabbergasted, like, what the heck is going on?
He stormed off by literally saying, like, you should put it where you see him, and they're literally like, right in the corner.
Look, and he's always been like this. Sometimes he would, like, go into the electronic section of the store and just look at, like, all the stuff that were playing in, like, the demo TVs. And he would just sort of, like, sit there and make you growl. And everyone would just kind of, like, stay away from him because they thought, like, he was creeping or something. And he was like, well, if you're going to growl in front of the TV screen, like, why not?
I can see why they come out.
But yeah, you don't like scare people, like people like you can just like, I don't know if like he had like any issues or anything like that. What I could tell you is just a belligerent old man that just like had a lot of entitlement.
A lot of entitlement. I don't think that's the game. It actually could have been entitlement, you know.
Yeah, I mean nowadays like people just expect to get like everything handed to them on a single platter, and you're just like stuck there.
You have no idea what to do. I guess I should. Alright, so this is at another show. Because I just left it, so might as well start off with one that. Oh, yeah, I don't know where we're trying. So what happened was this dude, right, was in the mosh pit. This was like back in November. If you guys want some clear context on that.
You were like at a show, right?
It was at the show at the same venue that I was at to see Attila, which was basically not too long ago. So it was for King and like Mox to Flames. And during the set for King, the dude's in the middle of the mosh pit. And he's like, you know, he's standing in the middle for no reason, you know? And he starts getting mad because people kept hitting him in the mosh pit. But like, you're in the mosh pit, so obviously you're gonna get hurt. And what happened was, he got to a fist fight with one of the dudes. It was honestly like really weird because like he must have some issues. They kicked him out because he was just causing too many problems. Like the venue staff were just like, you gotta go. Fuck yeah, he was being an asshole. Everybody, if you were in the mosh pit and you got near him, he was gonna try to.
When you go to like a mosh pit, you expect to have like a good time. Maybe
you're supposed to look out for each other, and not only that, but you have to beware. You have to accept the consequences. If you're in the mosh pit, you're gonna get hurt. You don't doubt about it. It doesn't matter. You're gonna get hurt no matter where the fuck you are.
Like some people, they take it like really overboard though.
No one saw that happen. You can go now.
Okay, let's see. What else happened? Oh, there was this other time while I was working at this like restaurant. I used to be like a waiter, and I had like these people that it was like a family, like a group of 6 or 7, a dad, a mom, you know, 5 kids, and like they would all like sit down. I put them like in a table that had like a nice view and stuff, and I asked them for their orders, and you know they order like regular foods, like maybe a milkshake, you know, some barbecue ribs, chicken tenders.
He works at like a restaurant now.
Yeah, so like these people, they're like eating the food. You know, we bring the food runners like bring them like the food, and they're eating and stuff. And I'm thinking to myself like, all right, you know, like these guys, I'll probably check in on them like every 5 minutes or so, asking them for water so they can drink. And like, you know, everything seems to be fine. But then like one of the food runners comes back and they're just like, oh, this dude on this table here and there has like a complaint. They're saying that like the food is cold. And I'm just like, food cold? Like this thing was like steaming when the people handed it over to them. I don't understand like why they don't say that. So like they take the food back and the chefs like prepare another plate. I get the food, I bring it back to them. I like apologize and I tell them like, hey, you know, sorry about whatever happened to the original plate. This one's on us. Take it. The family's like eating it again. But then, like, after maybe another 6 minutes, these people have another complaint. What? They're like, oh, the food is too hot now. And I'm like, what? How is this thing like freaking too cold and now too hot? Something's not adding up. Because it's like, they measure these things a certain way. So that like when the food is prepared, since these cooks have been doing it for like such a long time, they should know how long it takes to like prepare certain food. I mean, on occasion, sometimes they might get them like wrong. These things aren't exactly like, you know, specifically prepared a certain way unless like it's made like sort of made like a recommendation or something. But like these dudes like freaking, you know, try to feel like they have something to say about it. So like the manager then thinks to himself like, these people have something wrong with them because like there's no reason why anybody would complain over like a free meal. They're just like, oh, the manager goes up to them and he is like, guys, what's the problem? They're just like, oh, friggin', you know, they repeat the same thing. The food is too freaking warm. Like it's warm cold, but now it's too warm and like one of my kids like worked their tongue on it. Like, something's wrong with the food. You should get like compensated or something like that.
What?
The manager is at this point like steamed. He's like, oh, trying to like run things over. He's like, oh, give us a second. We'll discuss this. The guy's like, oh no, I'm not letting him leave. Like, you guys are gonna do something now, or there's gonna be hell to pay. So like the manager goes, like, wait 1 second, and he goes to like the back of the where they have like the cooks and stuff like preparing the food. And he noticed he checks like these cameras that are specifically placed like by the tables to make sure that these people aren't like freaking lying or anything. Because like, due to like several complaints like the restaurant has had in the past, and several like run-ins with like people who've been trying to like steal food and stuff like that, they've added cameras to monitor the tables.
Oh,
so that there's no foul play.
So what happened to so with the foul play?
It turns out that the people have been going to like a booth by the restaurant where the people at the restaurant just happen to have extra plates around. Taking those plates and switching out the plates with the food that they've been eating. so they can complain and turn around and say like, oh, the food's cold or something like that when it actually isn't. They were trying to do this with the intent to probably get free
why with the fan?
So the manager comes back out and they're just like, we've seen, you know, some pretty shifty things that you guys have been doing in the cameras. Like, they were sending their youngest daughter out to switch out the plates. Like, take the plates from a tray that we have, like, by the restaurant. And bring them out. And the manager was like, hey, we're not giving you guys, like, anything else free anymore. You guys can just freaking leave. Like, you have the right to refuse your service at this point. Because, like, if anything, they can just make the argument that, like, they're stealing. So, freaking the guy, he gets all belligerent. He's like, oh, F you, F this. Like, you guys are trying to make a fool out of me. Like, me and my family are never going to eat at this restaurant ever again.
Is this when you were working at Roomba?
Huh?
Was this when you were working at Roomba?
No, this was when I was working at Applebee's.
Oh, that's right, you worked at Applebee's.
Yeah, man, the craziest shit happened over there. There's like so many stories I could tell.
Oh yeah, so mine. So this was a hot topic. Not a lot of people know this story. Well, what happened was, okay, this lady tried to go to the back of the store. And you can't go to the back of the store unless you're an employee or you're like one of the staff or, you know, the district manager. So what happened was this lady kept trying to go in because she wanted to be this buffalo pop that they stopped making due to the fact of, like, you know, legal issues and stuff like that. So she wasn't believing us. So she took the matter in her own hands, and one of my employees, one of my coworkers, was really in a bad mood that day. So he goes to the back of the store, and literally, like, okay, so the reason why my coworker's in a bad mood because he got mugged the day before, and he begged the manager to stay home. They didn't let him. So he was in a bad mood. And so what happened was the girl went in anyway to the back. My coworker that's in a bad mood is on break. And he knows that I kept trying to tell this girl to not go in the back at all.
Yeah.
So this dude loses it. Loses it. All you hear is yelling, yelling, yelling. And it gets better. You hear 3 thumps, like loud thumps, and a huge one. So me and the coworkers run to the back, see what's going on. It turns out the dude punched 3 holes in the wall and kicked the girl so hard that she made a giant hole in the wall.
Kicked her? What the fuck? Yo, that's crazy. Why?
He was so bad. He was such in a bad mood. They let him go after that, and I know he was working at like a CVS at New York. Anyway,
funniest things happen.
Next story, because that one was really short. So this was pretty funny. It's actually pretty funny. One of my other coworkers ate a burrito on his break, and the burrito was tainted, and he didn't know. The burrito had some shit in it that was tainted. You can't play there because the son. You're playing as Geo. So what happened was so I go to the back because it's in my break, and his break is passed. But they're letting him go to the bathroom because like his diarrhea was so bad. But the issue was that he couldn't poop, so he had constipation.
Ouch.
So that made it even worse for him. So I'm in the back, I'm eating my lunch, and I'm just like looking around the back and see what we have in stock, looking at the t-shirts and stuff. And I'm near and the bathroom is like right there, like right next to all the merchandise and stuff. And so I'm standing there. And all I'm hearing in the bathroom is grunting, like loud grunting, like it was funny. And then what happened was I'm standing near the door, and you hear I hear like the loudest grunt, and he shot it, right? But this shot was so powerful, it shook the fucking ground. I'm not even joking when I say this. A lot of people think I'm playing around when I say this. Dude, the ground fucking shook when he shot it. He's a beauty. Like, he literally, like, you can hear, like, the huge fart, and then, like, right after that, dude, they must have been that painful, because all you kept hearing was painful grunts and, like, moans and shit. I felt bad for the dude, but, like, it was, like, it was pretty funny, though. I don't know, though. Feel bad for the man. I don't know what he's doing now because all the coworkers left me because I'm really angry. Oh, look at vegetable oil. Get started your story. Let's see, what are the weird things that happened? Let's see. Oh! There was this one time we had like a very finicky customer over at like the place that I worked at now. And I work in like another restaurant now. And in there was this guy who got angry because apparently he didn't order a certain item and he specifically told one of the waitresses that he wanted to pick up. So he was like, you know, oh, why the heck? You know, don't I have like this hamburger? Or why did you guys give me this hamburger? And the people are like, yo dude, like you specifically ordered this thing. He's like, oh, no I didn't. And the guys are looking at him like, wow, really? Like, because the person, they had a conversation. Things are retired. Yeah, so like he had a conversation with one of the waitresses who wanted to get something for him. And the lady's like, oh, you know, if you want to get this, I'll give it to you for free. So, like, you don't need to, like, pay anything to pick up your food. And I'm thinking to myself, like, oh, yeah, that's kind of like, big chunk. You can't, like, do that to, like, you know, regular patrons. Oh, shit. So, like, the lady, kind of like stays quiet and starts making you food like milkshake or something. But I guess like along with the burger that he's supposed to get an order, you also order some milkshake. Yeah, don't kind of like doing this. Okay, so yeah, so you got a burger. Yeah, and the dude's like, oh, you know, like, you guys are charging me for the burger, like, why? Like, I spoke to the lady, and, like, freaking, he told me that the burger was on Thursday. And the lady, she got really nervous. Because they had, like, an agreement or something, I guess, and, you know, she was supposed to do this, like, on the low. So the manager talks to the lady, she's like, why the hell did you make this guy or agree to, like, give this guy free food that he can't be doing that type of stuff? Because, like, sometimes, you know, when it comes to, like, workers, you know, eating food at a restaurant, sometimes, you know, if, like, they're cool with you and stuff like that, they might get you food. But, like, they don't usually offer that type of stuff to, you know, customers. That's understandable. Like, employees, like, at least, like, in most restaurants that are, like, cool with the whole, like, eating policy, they'll, like, give you food. But, yeah, these freaking people, they're like, oh, wow, why don't I get free food? Because, like, this lady said that she'll make it for me. And, like, the manager kind of, like, brings her over to, like, a corner. The two of them, like, have a discussion. And she looks really, like, she looks really sad. I'm guessing, like, the dude let her go or something. The guy's like, you can't really have, like, free food. But, like, if anything, we're gonna charge you, like, maybe a small, like, discount. Like a 10% discount for, like, the burger. And the dude, he gets mad. He's like, oh, why the hell did you have to let her go? Like, freaking, she was my friend and she was gonna freaking make me this thing.
And I'm thinking to myself, like, yo, guys, do you not understand? Like, you can't freaking say this stuff in front of a manager. Like, this stuff is like, if you guys agreed on doing some type of deal, like, you keep that shit between yourselves. Don't, like, mention that stuff, thinking that, like, they're gonna do something for you because you're not. Because, like, you have no workplace. Yeah, you can't freaking, like, you can't just go to, like, an Applebee's or something and just tell them, like, oh, I know Randy, and Randy told me that I could have, like, some free mushroom soup. That shit's just not gonna fly in, like, any business, as far as I know. So, like, the manager is, like, asking this dude, so, like, do you want to eat something or not? And the guy's like, oh, well, I mean, like, if you let her go, and, like, you're gonna charge me money for the burger, I guess I don't really want the burger. I'm like, wow, that's the smartest thing you've said. Like, all this conversation. The dude looks at me and he's just like, freaking, is there a way that, like, this guy can prepare me, like, I don't know, like fries or something, or, like, something else to eat? And I'm just like, I'm not a cook, I'm just a waiter. Like, you have to deal with that, like, your other people have that stuff for you. Like, I can bring you the food, I can take the food runner place, bring you food, but I can't cook it for you, my guy. I'm not a cook. The manager just looks at him and he's just like, are you trying to, like, you know, mess around or something? Because, like, I can just kick you out too.
Oh, you can kick out people?
Well, I mean, the manager has the right to, like, dispute service and you know, like, it's gonna look bad in a PR way if the guy wants to spin it around, like, you know, trying to make a big deal out of it, act like a crybaby. But, like, most of the time, like, any business has the right to, like, refuse service if they feel like they find it justifiable to, like, think to themselves, like, yo, these people are just big jerks, like, let's get these guys out of here. So yeah, that was like the weirdest, most awkward conversation that, like, a manager had between somebody who thought they were gonna get free shit from someone else and someone who got fired because of it. Nah, they were just like finding the words to, like, explain the situation. Because, like, most of the time, like, these people were having, like, very stilted, like, awkward dialogue between each other, and you're just like, oh, why can't I get this? Because, like, we don't know you. They just, like, pause, and you're just like, oh, well, did this guy give me something good? And it's just like, oh, dude, like, stop, you're embarrassing yourself. So yeah, that was, like, a weird story about, like, people getting free shit again.
That always happens with your job?
No, not often. Let's see. Did I ever tell you guys the story about,
we have a friend. His name has to, we're not gonna tell his name. We're just gonna say, like, he's just weird. Like, you know which one it's
yeah.
He literally got mad over a sandwich. He knows the whole story.
There was the sandwich story.
The sandwich story.
This is a good one. Okay, I remember one time me and my friend. Let's see. Trigger pants. Oh man. So, like, Trigger Pants and I were at a convenience store, and we were just trying to get something to eat. And, like, I ran into some people that I was, like, really cool with. And, Trigger Pants, like, he orders his lunch, and he's just, like, waiting by the concession stand where they prepare the food, like, right in front of him. They have, like, this bin where a lady gets, like, sandwich wrappers and puts, like, bread inside of an oven with, like, lettuce, cheese, tomato, and all that other stuff that they prepare. So, like, I meet some people by the concession stand that I used to, like, hang out with and talk with in, like, elementary school. They do, like, some old childhood friends.
Yeah.
And so we're, like, talking back, reminiscing about, like, the past. And these people just happened to get by the concession stand because they ordered food too. And they're like crowded around there by the concession stand, and they're all like talking, just fooling around up to like shenanigans and shit like that. And you know, they start making jokes about like the sandwiches. They start talking, chatting it up with like the lady that's making the sandwiches, and they talk to like the concession stand lady, and they're all like, "Oh, freaking, why the hell do you guys why are you guys like so rowdy like at this time of the night?" Because it was like around maybe like 1 or 2 in the morning, and like they were talking like, "Oh, you know, freaking, we ordered like a whole bunch of sandwiches, so we're just gonna be here for a little bit, you know, just talking, making conversation with you like until we get them." And the lady is just like, she's happy because you know like usually in like the dead of night, there's like not really many people going into like convenience stores trying to get
like
stuff to
creepy
eat.
homeless people.
Yeah, or like drunk people, stuff like that. That's the usual type of people that show up at that time of night. So anyway, Trigger Pants is waiting. The lady, she's like talking with these dudes, and eventually like a bunch of sandwiches get made. And so as she makes the sandwiches, the dudes probably like in the middle of like discussing things with her, think to themselves like, "Oh, you know," they tell her like, "Oh, you know, if you made any like extra sandwiches that we didn't order, like you guys can like give them to us or something." And the lady, she's like laughing, "Oh, that's funny," because like you know, if they were to do that, like I'd get fired like right on the spot. So we can't do that. They have like cameras everywhere, you know, they're watching stuff.
No, seriously, that could be interesting.
So like freaking, she makes sandwiches and she puts them in like these bags, and the dudes like tell her like, "Oh, you know, freaking, I think you might have like, there's like a sandwich missing or something like that." And they all like start laughing. And the lady's like, "Ah, you guys are so funny."
Well, they're actually.
Meanwhile, like Trigger Pants, he's like, you know, freaking, I ordered a sandwich. He thinks that like the lady like put like all the sandwiches like in one bag, and there's actually 2 bags there. You know, like one for like the group of guys that have like their sandwiches already ordered, and one for Trigger Pants. So like Trigger Pants like stands in front of one of the dudes, and he's like, "Oh, I ordered like a sandwich." He says like a bit loud, and I'm thinking to myself like, I see the conversation and I see like in front of me, like I clearly see the sandwiches are like in 2 separate bags. I'm not sure if like the guy didn't notice that they were in separate bags, or he might have assumed that they were in one bag, but they weren't. So Trigger Pants, he gets kind of pissed because he thinks that like, you know, the lady like gave the dude the sandwich. And the dudes, they're like gonna take the sandwiches, but they're looking like in our way, and you know, they start like saying their goodbyes to me and stuff like that. And they take like their bags filled with sandwiches, and they leave. Meanwhile, like I'm there with Trigger Pants. He sees that there's like one bag left on the table, because he thinks that like they almost like made off the sandwiches. And I tell him like, "No, dude, there's still like a bag right there. That's your sandwich." So he takes the bag and he walks away with me. And so like we leave the convenience store. This dude has like a meltdown. He's like, "Yo, I don't freaking understand. Like, what the fuck, man? Like, freaking these dudes almost like nabbed my sandwich and shit." I'm thinking to myself like, I saw that there were 2 bags, and I know that like your sandwich was one of the bags, and it was in the one that they didn't take, because like, why would somebody take somebody else's sandwich? Like, it makes no sense. So the guy's like screaming like in the parking lot. I'm like trying to like make sure this guy's not like, you know, embarrassing himself or anything. I'm like calming him down. I'm like, "Dude, like relax, down, you're making a scene." We were getting like weird looks from like other people passing by. I'm like waving them down, like telling them like, "Oh no, it's nothing." He just like saw a ghost or some shit like that. Eventually, like he calms down. He's like, freaking like, "You don't understand, man. Like freaking." I'm guessing like when he's probably like hung out with like other people, like he's probably had bad experiences, you know, regarding like food thieves and shit like that, and I can understand like that leaves like a very bad like taste in people's mouth. And that leads to like an unfortunate like string of paranoia where you might assume like everyone's out to get you, but not everyone's like that though. And like, you know, luckily like in this situation, like the entire thing was like handled and like over with. But I still felt kind of strange that this dude was like pissed off that like he thought people were gonna like make off the sandwich. I'm just like, dude, like it's a sandwich. If anything, if those guys were to try to like hypothetically make off of the sandwich, like I would have like compensated him. I would have given him like, hey dude, like here's $3, just get another one. Like fucking no big deal, you know, like just a sandwich, man. But like, yeah, you know, like it happens sometimes. You know, people get pissed off. Emotions run rampant over the littlest things, and by the end of the night, we pretty much like both. Well, like I know I was definitely calm, but he eventually like calmed down, and he was just like fucking. He was chill at that point.
You didn't mention the part where he says you don't know how it feels like to be something taken away from you.
Yeah.
He was saying
I mentioned that because like you know when I mentioned like before like he had bad experiences, like he freaking blew up with me like, oh, freaking Shadow, you don't understand. Like when people take your stuff, that hurts you hard, like, and that's gonna freaking stay with you no matter what. And I'm just like, yo, dude, like I understand, but like I feel like you might be like overreacting a little bit. And he's just like, you're gonna understand like one of these days when people take stuff from you. And I'm just like, I probably wouldn't care because I probably have the money to replace it anyway. But that's another story for another time.
Oh yeah, by the way, he also has an issue with like video games. Oh, Tekken. The Tekken story.
Oh god. Okay. So
this is why we call it the Tekken story. Okay,
this is there was this one time me and Trigger Pants were playing Tekken.
We didn't go over, but there was other people in the house. Mm-hmm. Like William, he's been on his
William and another friend of mine.
And a friend of his. Al.
So like we were playing like Tekken and he was, I'm not gonna lie, he's a pretty good law player. And I was a pretty good Horeng. But he got really mad that I was like beating him like several times in matches. And you know how like when friends get together, they sometimes start roasting each other and talking a whole bunch of shit. So like every time like I won a match, my friends were just hooping and hollering in the background like, oh, we got one match right there, he beat you 7 times and you ain't doing shit. So at some point like I beat him like consistently with more rank, and he just like tosses my brother's controller into the ground. And I'm just like, oh shit, this just got real. And he's just like, fuck, I need to get out of here, because you're fucking pissing me off. And I'm like, yo, dude, like, what the fuck, man? Like, it's just a game, man. It's just a game, relax. So, like, he leaves my house, and I'm just, like, nonplussed. I'm, like, shocked, and I couldn't stop laughing, because I'm just like, damn, this shit just happened. Like, I actually had people like leave my house over video games, which I find is like the most retarded thing ever. No offense to like people that have issues or anything like that, but I found this situation really, really stupid.
But then I'm gonna tell my side story, like right after he left. They went to go get food. Mm-hmm. That was what I thought was funny. Like you saw someone get angry, and then William was just like, let's go get food.
Yeah, so like I go with like William and Al to like get
and this
food.
This is where I come in.
And I text this dude, and I'm just like, yo, dude, like this guy freaking.
He texts me and Tyrano like 12 p.m. in the morning, like, yo, Jose just broke my brother's controller. And we're like, what? He was like, he broke my brother's controller. I had enough because this dude is kind of toxic. Well, not really. He just has anger issues.
He's a good guy, but sometimes he can just act like an asshole. But we still love him though.
So what happened was I texted him like, why are you getting mad over a game and bullshit like that? And he's like, it was like, dude, they always make fun of me and yada yada yada. I'm like, dude, they're not making fun of you, they're just fucking around with you. Because Here's the thing. Here's the thing. When I play video games and I get destroyed like this one, I always restart. And I'm like, you didn't see that. Like, we always fuck around like that. We were always like, we suck. I mean, you suck, I suck. Oh, you suck more than I do. You swallow shit like that. We used to play fucking around like that.
Yeah, we put a whole bunch of shit.
And then, so he took it to heart where he said, like, it's just a game. Chill the fuck out. So he's like, Lucas, go fuck yourself. You asshole. Fuck you. You thought you were a true friend, and then he never, and that was it. Like, he blocked me. And I was like, well, that's the end of our friendship. And we're still friends, it's just like...
Friends have fights sometimes, but it's like really important for everyone to just calm the hell down and just get some time to breathe and relax.
You're gonna have that one friend that's too competitive. That's the issue.
Yeah, like friggin'... People can get competitive sometimes. Like I know, like some people they play online, like especially like games like Smash Brothers. Like people play on For Glory like all the time.
You know that Trigger Pants is actually really into something. Oh my god! I will tell you a story. And this happened when I used to be to Smash and I wanted to be a competitive player. Here's what happened. This shit will fuck you. Oh, so. Me, him, and Tyrano go to walk like 10,000, not 10,000 blocks, like at least 15 blocks, 10 blocks to a game store, which is super far away from where I live. And if you're from my area, I think you know what I'm talking about. UC, I'm gonna say UC, Union City, around there. That's what they're doing. And
well, formerly, because I think it's closed down recently.
Union City. Oh, well, yeah, it's not anymore. Yeah, it closed down recently. It's not doing tournament anymore.
Yeah, it was something that happened.
We go to tournaments. Dude, this guy. This guy made us think that he was like the best. Like he didn't say he was the best, but like in his mindset is like, yeah, I'm not the best.
And he plays a really good Falcon, not gonna lie. But like, yeah, he was really super into like the meta game and like, you know, tourney culture. So like, if you were to like decide him, you would think that he's one of those like stop having fun games, because like if you don't play the game like the way he wants it to, like he will not stop complaining.
Because the one time we were playing Smash Brothers like 4 players, 5 players, 8 players, whatever, and he didn't take it seriously. He killed himself. Like he literally, the character that he chose, he jumps off and takes it, killed himself in his way. Which I thought that was dumb petty. But yes, we go to the tourney, and he happens to be in a semi-final. Dude, he grabs his controller, he throws it on the ground, the minute he loses, and he just walks off and leaves me and Tyrone together. And he didn't tell anybody this, and I didn't tell anybody this, and he didn't tell anybody this. But he got so mad that he broke the controller and just left it. So me and Tyrone had to walk all the way home. It sucked ass.
I mean, that's the thing about like tourneys. I feel like sometimes, like, you know, like I said earlier, with the whole like video game competitive stuff, like emotions can run high, and when people just get overwhelmed by a certain feeling, they don't really like process what they did. So that I think that might have happened to him in that particular situation, because maybe he might not have like meant to leave you guys there, but he was just so pissed off at the time that he was just like, oh fuck it. Might have like leave you guys because I'm so mad.
Oh, I'm so mad. It was fun.
Thank you guys for coming by to our story time. You know, if anything, like you guys can always just drop a like, leave a message, subscribe to this dude's channel, because you know, 17 years, birthday, gotta start some more, give him some more likes.
Plus, I kind of need to start my YouTube channel. I need to start making horror movie reviews and stuff like that.
Coming soon.
It's coming soon, so it's like, momentarily I'm just streaming right now, because like, Me and Tyrone used to share a laptop,
Mm-hmm.
so we haven't gotten fixed in a while. My brother's playing again with me, so we're just gonna. I'm gonna wait till then. Till then, I am writing scripts. I am writing scripts. There's something coming up, and I'm gonna hint it. I'm just gonna say, don't die in your sleeps. That's all I'm gonna say. Just don't die in your sleep. They're probably gonna know what it is. Because the glove is God in your dreams. So, anyway, thank you for coming to my stream. It's pretty sick, so.
Peace.
Later, bitches!